All right, I feel the need to record this video because I just ran across somebody's video. Actually, it wasn't a video. It was one of those surveys that you can put up on YouTube if you have X number of followers. And the survey asked kind of an interesting question: Are simps selfish? Or are simps selfless? And a lot of people, I believe that this is an important distinction to be made. Because I think a lot of people, when they hear about simps and simping and simpery, and when they get to know what it means, they think somehow that the simp in question is really just doing what he can to try to get a woman's affection, and that's the reason why he's orbiting, and that's the reason why he's always complimenting, and that's the reason why he's in extreme cases giving, I guess not that extreme cases, only take OnlyFans as exhibit A, but in some cases actually giving her money or doing things for her, with no recompense except the feeling that I've done a good thing for her. I'm such a gentleman, I did a good thing for her. And there were actually people on this link who were saying, yeah, but these simps are really selfish, because ultimately what they want is they want this girl to end up liking them and wanting to be with them. But that is not accurate. Now, of course, simps want the object of their simpery to like them and to approve of them. There's no question about that. But we cannot confuse simps with pussy beggars. I'm sorry to be vulgar here. I don't usually do that, but it was the phrase that came up in my mind, so it was the one that I used. We can't confuse the two, right? There is a certain kind of guy who makes an ass of himself, trips all over himself, trying to impress a girl, trying to be somebody that he thinks she will find impressive, who does have an ulterior motive in mind, who thinks, I'm going to impress her and then she's going to want me, right? There is that kind of person, but that's not the simp. I don't know what we call that person. I called her a pussy beggar, but there's got to be some other word for it. And that person is selfish. He is seeking to get carnal delight from the girl in question, but he's just going about it all wrong. He's going about it in a way that's just ridiculous and undignified, and that ends up degrading him. But that's not what a simp is. And I want to say this loud and clear because I think it's very important that we all understand. So I'll say it loud for the people in the back. I won't really say it loud, but you catch my drift. You catch my point. The simp is not the same species as the first type of person that I mentioned. What he has in common with the first type of person is that he's going out of his way to do nice things and to be complimentary and just act in this worshipful manner towards the girl, right? But in fact, he is not doing these things because he wants to get with her. Maybe in his wildest dreams, he thinks, maybe sometime she would finally see me in that way, and we could be together. I'm not saying he doesn't fantasize along those lines, but the simp is actually much more selfless than that, because the simp, and when I say he's selfless, I'm not saying that as a compliment. He's pathetically selfless. I actually think the first guy, the pussy beggar type of guy, even though he's selfish, at least he's got a goal in mind. At least it's like, I'll do he thinks erroneously that I'll do these things for her, and then she'll want me. But at least it's not just like this endless kind of, my beautiful, lovely, shining shining butterfly, come my lady, come my lady, where the simp is, I don't think he's ultimately after sex. I think what he really wants is to receive approval from the girl. So he does nice things for her. She says, thanks, you're such a good guy. You're so good to me. And that makes him feel good inside. And he thinks to himself, I'm going to continue to be there for her. I'm just going to continue to be there for her. And I'm going to keep doing nice things for her. And, if she needs to move, then I'll help her move her stuff, without compensation of any kind. If she's on OnlyFans, I'll give her money, or even in real life, she comes to him and says, I just need a little bit of money to pay the rent this month. And he'll say, sure, you got it. You don't even have to ask. Here it is. Because you're so wonderful. You're so inherently wonderful, and I worship at your feet. That's what a simp is like. Okay? He's not somebody who's angling for sex. And I think it's really important to understand that, because otherwise we get the simp confused with the type of guy who degrades himself, but who at least is degrading himself, thinking that he has a plan or a goal in mind. And the first kind of guy, again, I hate to use the vulgar language, but the pussy beggar, he doesn't really worship the girl the way he just pretends to worship her. He says nice things to her because he thinks that's the way that he'll get her to want him. The simp says nice things to the girl because he really, really worships her. Worships the ground she walks on, worships, I don't want to get gross here, worships the fluids she excretes from her body. Everything about her is just, she's like an angel that doesn't even walk the earth. She just hovers above the earth. Her feet never touch the ground. That's how wonderful she is. And the simp just wants to go on being a person in her life who will help her in any way that she needs help. The simp is going to be there for her. That's the pride that he takes. I'm going to be there for her no matter what. Okay, so the simp is selfless in that regard. The only thing he gets from it is the good feeling of, when she tells him, "Aw, you're such a nice guy. You're such a good, you're so good to me. You take care of me so well. Someday you're going to meet a girl who's just really going to fall for you. I just know it. I can tell." And when the simp hears those things, of course, it's a little painful, of course, because he knows that she doesn't see him that way. But that doesn't stop him from just going on with the simping. So again, I think this is really important to understand. Now, please tell me if I'm wrong in some way. And I'm not. I know that I'm not. But if you really want to challenge me, you want to challenge the master, the master simp. No, I'm not a simp. I've had simp moments in my life, but I'm definitely not a simp right now. No way. So, if you want to challenge what I've set forth here, please feel free to do so below. And thank you for watching.